Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live session from Dogspot. This is Cherian here. I am an enthusiastic Cocker Spaniel breeder, and I groom my own dogs. And I ended up using a lot of shampoos, and so they thought it would be ideal that I speak to Mohit. He's the founder of Captain Zach, and he has started producing these pet shampoos, which are, I would say, quite innovative and unique. And he's got a very interesting background that is very relevant for all of us to understand right now. He used to research and develop way many human use cosmetic products, such as your Live-On serums and Fair and Handsome, for example, and all of that. And he has had a successful exit from those companies, and now he started a human cosmetic brand called Cocoon and a pet care product brand called Captain Zach. And he's got a lovely range of shampoos and conditioners and sprays and tick and fleece products and so on and so forth. Let's jump in and get on with the rest of our talk for the evening. Introducing Mohit Lalvani.
Hi, Cherian. Thank you for having me on the show. Good introduction. Thank you. So
Okay.
I'm going to wait for your
Yeah. So I think we have people joining in right now. I think we can start with where it all started for you on this journey of a dog shampoo or a pet shampoo, for example. We can have a very brief touch upon very briefly on the beginning of your journey, and then we can move on with the rest of the stuff. Yeah.
So it is quite simple. I had a lot of experience, 3-decade experience in the beauty care, personal care industry, literally behind the scenes for various other brands.
Okay.
And one fine day, 3.5 years ago, my wife said, "You're doing so much for the humans. You have Zach, who's already 8 years old, and now he's close to 12. Why don't you make something for the pet industry?"
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny that I didn't think of it earlier. The thing is that people until a few years back, or even now, they use human shampoos on their pets.
Okay.
And that's very dangerous because humans have a more acidic skin, and pets have a more, the pH of the pets is much higher than humans. So you're getting towards 7.5. And the human shampoos is bound to irritate the pet skin.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was the main cause I thought I should address first, because a lot of times you have the dogs itching and you don't know why the dog's itching. And but at the end of the day, that's for the vet to solve.
Okay.
At the end of the day, for me at Captain Zach, I thought it's important that I address not the cure, it's the prevention and the comfort and
I think before we dive deep into dog shampoos, I think it would be really nice for us to hear a little bit about your past from yourself, about the products that you have worked with, the stuff that you have brought in, the work that you've done in the cosmetic industry.
Okay, so I ran a company called Mascot Universal from 89 onwards, and 30 years, I ran it. And basically, it was over 20 years of that. Out of 30 years, I spent my time doing research, and I had like 3 or 4 labs all over India, researching for the companies that wanted to market their brands. So I was the person who put in the R&D and the knowledge and the testing and the proof of what they were, what you see. So Live-On, Fair and Handsome, Beer Shampoo, many of them, Himalaya Neem Face Wash, and many of these things were the things that came into my lab, and I made formulations, turnaround time 1 year, and those formulations were launched successfully by the companies under their own brand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what got me excited to create my own brand of human care, which is Cocoon, and then that led to a pet care brand called Captain Zach.
So what kind of products did you make in the human care in your past life? And then we will come to the pet care range.
So my specialty has and will always be the topical. So your hair and your skin.
Okay.
Right? And we address that. So in other words, what we do is we play with your face, your hair. We make you look good. Your under eye, your bags, your tired skin, your hair growth, your hair fall control, not hair growth as such, but hair fall control, and whitening, brightening, radiance. That's what we did. So a lot of that knowledge has come into the pet care industry, but obviously completely focused and tuned to what pets need. And with that, the one thing that I've brought to the pet industry is safety, where I've used no nasty chemicals, no parabens.
So
Uh,
before we move into the details of that, how regulated, or especially when you have had this background where you made products for human use, isn't that highly regulated and a very controlled market, and the risks much higher than like people say, okay, kutte ka shampoo bana liya, isn't it very different from that, and saying that you are used to a higher standard of quality and the quality of ingredients and the efficacy of the same, right?
yeah. So, unfortunately, and I really want to be heard out loud, and I can even say it, and I've said it I was on ET Now 2 years ago, and I said it to the editor there,
Mm-hmm.
that there is no FDA regulation in pet care.
Okay.
There's a lot in human care,
Okay.
and rightfully so,
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know why they haven't got down to giving pets the right product. Once
Okay.
that comes in, I don't think more than half the companies are going to drop off, because what they're
So is
giving.
it safe for me to say that you bring along all that experience and the safety standards that you have been used to for the last 3 decades into your pet products that you're launching now? Is
Yes,
that
and it's
how?
not it's not just me saying it. It's my product. On the back of the product, you'll see
Okay.
Captain Zach is probably one of the only Indian brands that has everything written behind everything that we use.
Okay.
Most other brands do not write that, and that's not fair, because
Okay.
the pet parent does not know what
Mm.
we know, because that's been my job, right? So the pet parents
Mhm.
don't know.
Mhm.
The layman does not know, and they
Okay.
don't know what they're giving their pet. And at the end of the day, after some years or 5 years of the pet existence, you
Mhm.
find itching, ticks, problems, hair fall, and
Mhm.
it could lead to further problem as well. So
Okay.
safety is a very big word, which I've learned for 30 years of my life. I've brought
Okay.
that aspect to the pet industry as well. And I
Okay.
just feel that the only way I can contribute is by telling you that my product
Okay.
is safe to use.
When you said safety is the number one thing, what I have learned is I've been taught grooming is healthcare. This was taught to me by one of the very famous breeder in Finland, Nina Kohenen. She believes that a well-groomed dog is a healthy dog, right? So
Yeah.
I think we would start with approaching now very specifically how is the dog's shampoo different from a human shampoo, and why and how does that affect the skin of a dog if you use the human shampoo in a long term basis, and so on and so forth. Basic questions. I think it is very important for everybody to understand these things before we move further. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the R&D scientist, but of course I'm the founder. I have to know what I know, and
Yeah.
I have to know what I'm selling as well. So whatever goes into that bottle, I know what it is. So one thing is for sure, I said it a few minutes back as well, that it's the pH is the most critical part. It's not easy to make a product and match a pH. A formulation, when you make a formulation, more often than not, your pH, you plan for it to be a pH lower high, but it can go for a toss.
So to make
But
it simple for a layman terms, uh, it is the acidity versus alkalinity of the skin, right?
correct,
and
absolutely.
and if I were to put it in simple terms, dog's skin is much sensitive than the human skin.
It is
And
much
I
more.
have read and understood over the last uh, a few months and years that there are multiple the more number of layers of skin, and I would say the humans are thick skinned than dogs. Am I right on that?
That's
Isn't
true.
that so?
Humans
Okay.
definitely have more.
So considering the thick skin versus sensitive skin, it
Yeah,
is really important that we use mild shampoos with mild ingredients, and without any harsh chemicals in it, to make sure that there is a long term protection of the skin of the dog, right?
that's right. That's right. And when you use a human shampoo, the human shampoo is made to suit a skin with more alkaline of 5 to 6.
Okay.
So the moment
Okay.
you use human shampoo on a dog,
Okay.
the shampoo is already acidic.
Okay. So now there are two parts to shampoo manufacturers' claims typically. They claim that we don't have these things, and some of them claim that we have these things. So there are these haves and don't haves. So can we go into a little bit of that and discuss about would you like to take on haves and have nots first?
So I think it's a trend over the last couple of years to have-nots, free
Yes.
from,
Yeah.
vegan, cruelty free, and all that, right? But
Yes.
how much of it are you actually doing? It's very
Right.
good to say. And by the way, it's very easy to get away also, like I said, because being a pet product, you can just say free from so and so, free from cruelty free. So the thing is that at the end of the day, the question that we have in our minds is how
Right.
do you test? Does that product actually have parabens or not? And it's not easy. It's going to cost someone money. So the layman or the consumer is not going to take the product to a lab and get it tested. You have to
You're
believe
right.
what the label says. So
Right.
then you need to know, you need to trust the brand.
Right.
So there's no other way to test that.
Right.
Because there's no function. There's certain things don't play a role in terms of the functionality of the product.
Okay. So, the usual stuff that I see on labels would be paraben free, sulfate free, and so on and so forth. If we were, and then of course, there are shampoos that lather a lot and shampoos that don't lather a lot. So, could we touch upon some of those things?
So look, there are some bad words, right? Paraben free, sulfate free, and
Yeah.
I said that before as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, but they also do some good. So some of them you don't have to use. Like parabens are preservatives, but they are known to cause. They're supposed to be carcinogenic, so we don't use them. Right?
Okay.
Sulfates, we do use them in some of our shampoos, but not the puppy shampoo. You cannot
Okay.
clean a dog without a certain level of sulfates. So sulfates are present as cleaners. We use that.
Okay.
All the shampoos that I use in my human shampoo are sulfates. The one I use on my hair right now as well. So
Right.
you can't get away with that. You need to clean because the dog has to have a bath once a week. Right? And if you're giving a 6-7 day gap between the bath and the dog's going down, bound to get dirty. Dog, cat. I keep saying dog, but dog, cat, whatever. Both the pets. How do you keep them clean? If you say sulfate free, right? And if it's only sulfate free as a general ethos, then there's no way the dog's going to be clean, right? And it's important to keep the dog clean. So what we have in Captain Zack is a range. Some sulfate free and some with sulfates. Now sulfate free.
Yeah. So when you go sulfate free, what comes in place of sulfate to be a cleansing agent?
No, they're very mild sulfates, but they're not classified as. And your sulfates can be used below a certain level, and you can say sulfate free.
Okay.
Very, very mild level. So they are cleansing. Now, when you don't have sulfates, you also have to compromise with less lather.
Okay.
Right? So that's a mindset again. Lather plays no role in the cleaning at all. It's just a mindset that you have more lather, you feel it's more like, it's the shampoo's doing a job. So very often people add certain agents to the shampoo, certain chemicals to shampoo to create more lather. So it's a more placebo effect, When you have more lather, the person thinks shampoo is acha kaam kar raha hai. But actually you're doing more harm because you're adding more chemicals to that shampoo.
Okay.
So you have to balance it out. So what we do in our sulfate-free shampoo, we advocate sulfate-free shampoo. We call it a WhatsApp pup shampoo, and that's sulfate-free. So puppies have sensitive skin. Aging dogs also have sensitive skin. For them also we recommend a sulfate-free shampoo. I want to tell you one more thing. We also got the entire Captain range of products tested on humans.
Okay.
Animal testing is banned. They've been tested on humans, on human sensitive skin, just for safety. We've only covered one parameter, that's safety. And we've actually picked the humans who've got sensitive skin, who are prone to reaction, and we've got the reports, and it says that we've done we've been successful.
Okay.
So sensitive skin, human, it's been tested and it's proven so we can use it for dog as well.
Now we have a question from Yamika Damani who's asking, what are the names of the dangerous ingredients that we should look for in a label?
Number one dangerous ingredient to look for in a label is DMDM hide and toin. Okay, this is the formaldehyde releaser.
Can you say that again?
DMDM, like DMDM. You need DM me in Instagram. DMDM. Yeah. So DMDM hide and toin, HYDA hide and toin, and it's basically a formaldehyde releaser, which is also a preservative. One level worse than parabens. This is a preservative that is typically used to embalm dead bodies.
Right. Formaldehyde, of course, yes.
Yeah, formaldehyde.
Yeah.
So it's a formaldehyde. DMDM hide and toin is a formaldehyde donor. Right? So it gives formaldehyde. And a lot of products still use it.
Okay.
So that's number one. Number two, parabens, yes, they say it's bad, so we don't use it. So it is a bad word. But if it's paraben free, it's better.
Okay.
And, yeah, so these are the two key ones. Sulfate free also. But like I said, sulfates have to be used. I wouldn't advocate sulfate as the bad word as such.
Right. Okay.
So I think the most important thing is things like preservation, because what you don't realize is that over the years, in the next 7-8 years that your dog ages, you find that the dog is going to have some sort of organ sort of issues, and these are all because there's slowly some sort of disease setting in. It's quite bad. Huh?
Okay. Okay. All right. So, and then there is a huge discussion around fragrances. Can we talk about
Yeah. So
fragrances?
I didn't talk about that. Sorry. So we also prefer saying we are fragrance free. So when I say fragrance free, we don't use any artificial fragrance. So
Okay.
our products are infused with essential oils
Okay.
and extracts, which are not
Okay.
artificial fragrances. Now,
Okay.
there are some claims made in UK by a doctor in UK, a scientist in UK, that say that he's got some studies that fragrances, when used on a dog or a cat, can cause more skin irritation. So we
Okay.
prefer staying away from. So fragrance is not a bad word, but it's better if the product is fragrance free or artificial fragrance free.
Okay. And in my experience of having dogs here, and I have all long coat dogs, all cocker spaniels, and our weather is maybe at times dry, at times humid. We have a lot of rain sometimes. We have a lot of dust and dirt in our general environment, and if people are taking their dogs out for a walk, they get grimy and stuff like that. So, how often? I mean, I hear a lot of people telling that, hey, you shouldn't bathe your dog too often, and it would wash away the natural oils on the dog. And I agree with the part of it, because scientifically, the whole discussion we had in the beginning about human shampoo versus dog shampoo, human shampoo is much more harsh on the skin of the dog. Now, I would say that if the fear for a lot of them is about the harsh products that they use being detrimental to the condition of the skin of the animal, that is fine. But if you're using mild products meant for dogs, do you think there is any problem bathing them as often as it is necessary? Because I'm a firm believer, I bathe my dogs when they're dirty, and they can be dirty once in 3 days too. What's your take on this?
So there's one school of thought that believes like you, and that could be every 3 days, every 3 weeks as well, depending on when the dog is dirty.
Yeah, typically, I would bathe once a week.
But then how do you know how dirty the dog is? Right? You're
Uh,
seeing dirt on paws and a little bit here and there, right? What you're not
I can.
realizing,
Yeah.
what you're not
Sorry.
realizing is, that there are the thing is that for every dog, the moment you go out, and first of all, Captain Zack products, we don't only have shampoos. So when you're talking of bathing you can extend. We advocate bathing every week. So I bathe Zack 4 times in a month. Right?
Okay.
But in between, for those if you don't want to bathe your dog more often, if you don't have the help to do it, or you cannot get to a groomer, there are a lot of dogs who are hydrophobic as well, who get scared of water. You got to keep the you got to increase the frequency. So you have to basically, we have dry, we got what we call the waterless shampoos. They've also got some sulfate in them to clean. Some cleaning happens with that. Obviously, it's not as effective as the shampoo.
Right.
But it's very difficult to tell unless you're a complete avid pet parent, where because very often I think Zach's not dirty, but actually he is dirty. So it's difficult to decide how dirty he is or not.
So,
but
as a process for me, I blow dry my dogs with cold air every day, and I brush them every day, because I like their coats to grow out really well, and I like them to be in the show condition, and so on and so forth. And also, it's been my passion, and grooming. I believe there's no point in keeping these dogs if I don't groom them right, and if I don't have them in coat condition. So, of course, we will get into what they can do on a daily basis to have the coats in perfect condition. But my whole question to you was kind of to say that isn't it absolutely okay to bathe the dog at least once a week?
It's in fact imperative according to me. It's just
Absolutely.
my word that I'm saying it's imperative, because, by the way, I have convinced a lot of pet parents in the last 2.5 years of Captain Zack why it's imperative to bathe your dog every week. And with Captain Zack shampoo, you can.
Right.
Because the thing is that there's no harsh chemicals in it, and you can bathe the dog every day for that matter. But it's just it's a cumbersome activity. You take your dog.
Yeah, I would just put a caveat there for all of you who are listening. When you bathe your dog, whenever that is, make sure you blow dry the dog. Just towel drying the dog or letting the dog to a corner to dry himself or herself is not going to cut it. whatever the quality of the shampoo you use, you're never going to see the finish and shine on the dog. It's extremely important to blow dry and make it absolutely dry. The dog has to be perfectly dry by the time you're done with the process. So moving on from there, a long time ago, not many people, even for humans, didn't really think conditioners were important. So we all, I think, at a point in time, many years ago, used shampoos, and that was it, done. But now everyone realizes that it is important to condition your hair after using a shampoo. And I am a firm believer, and from my own experience, that I consume a lot of shampoo while I'm bathing my dogs and getting them in place. So could you talk a little bit about conditioning the dog's coat and how important? What is the function of a conditioner?
Okay, so just one small correction. Do you mean the conditioner post shampoo, or do you mean like rinse off conditioner or leave-in conditioner? Because
so
we
both.
don't have both. Okay.
So we can discuss both. So I use both kind of conditioners, and I see shampoos which are shampoo with conditioners in it. I don't technically understand those products at the moment, but I find shampoos with conditioners. I find conditioners which are rinse off conditioners, and I find leave-in conditioners. I think we can go through all of them.
So I'll talk of all three. I'll talk of shampoo with already inbuilt conditioning, right?
Yeah.
And India today is, let's say, I'm talking of 2007 or 8 onwards. I'm talking of the human part, so that then you understand that.
Right.
Until 2005 or 6, the shampoos that we used in India were just shampoos.
Okay.
It didn't suit our hair.
Then
a couple of big brands like Procter and Gamble and L'Oreal started sending products to India, which was in the US they used to call it shampoo cum conditioner. So it was called 2-in-1. Now you don't see 2-in-1 because people have already got used to it. It's become part of life.
Right.
So the 2-in-1 concept of shampoo and conditioner inbuilt, so it gives you 2 charges, negative, positive charge on your hair.
Right.
So you don't have to use the shampoo post. Now in
India, was that a marketing gimmick, or was there really something in that product?
A combination of both. Honestly speaking, it was a combination of both. It all again depends on the trust of the brand. Like a lot of brands, riding the bandwagon and saying shampoo, conditioner 2-in-1, but they really didn't. People did not know the level of conditioning. Again, it's not easy to make a 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner. It's not very easy to do. So you the moment you try and tamper around with the basic formulation of a shampoo, you can go for a toss. So these big companies launched 2-in-1, and what they did was, because the reason is that in India, even now, and I talk about myself, I don't condition my hair post my shampoo every day. I do it once a week. The reason I don't have time. That's the main reason, right? So the very fact of when you're bathing your dog, the whole concept of making a shampoo cum conditioner, which is a 2-in-1 concept, is what I think is good enough to be a shampoo for a dog.
Just one second. Yeah. Okay. Right? I'm looking for my pen. That's all right. You carry on.
So I believe that we don't need to have a standalone rinse off conditioner for the pets, because India is still too early for it. We don't have the time to do it, and why add on to another cost which is not required if your shampoo already has a good enough conditioner. Now comes just the rinse off conditioner. Yes, a rinse off conditioner will definitely make the coat softer. It definitely will detangle. But do you have the time and the money, and are you ready for it? Maybe not. And we will at some stage also launch a rinse off conditioner, but not now. Not for the next 12 months minimum. Then you come to a leave-on conditioner or a leave-in conditioner. So with my experience and knowledge that I launched Live-On in 2003, and that of course was a completely different formulation, but the same concept, that you just apply it on your hair post-bath, towel dried, before you completely blow dry your dog, your pet. You need to apply the leave-in conditioner on your dog, and because it's on towel dried hair, and it leaves, so it detangles the coat. It leaves the coat feeling soft and smooth, and then you can,
so just a follow-on question on this: what is the difference, from a product perspective, between a rinse-off conditioner and a leave-in conditioner?
A rinse-off conditioner you can't keep on your hair unless you wash it off.
What would be the reason? What is the ingredient which makes that difference?
I mean, it's not in the ingredients. It's like a version of a shampoo. You wouldn't leave shampoo in your hair and walk out.
Okay.
that's the main thing.
All
I
right.
mean, it's some of them have got sulfates as well, so you
Okay.
can't keep them on your hair.
Okay.
They're cleansing agent. There are rinse off conditioners don't cause foam, so it's not too
Okay.
much of foam. But there are some things in there that you have to wash off.
Okay.
They could be and they're also kind of acidic at times.
Okay.
So it's
And
better to wash off.
all right. And there is another question on waterless shampoos. What is the basis of these waterless shampoos? How do they work? Personally, I haven't really been successful in using one, and I've always had the convenience of getting my dog showered fully with water and everything else. But I mean, the viewers would like to hear about waterless shampoos and the use of it, and how often can you use waterless shampoo?
Waterless shampoos can be used every day if you want
Okay.
to, if you need to, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously you would not. Obviously, the effect and the impact of waterless shampoo for cleaning on your pet is not as effective as a shampoo, as a shampoo that you wash off, right? Obviously
Mm-hmm.
not. But it's a very good product on the go. Like I said, there are a lot of dogs that are hydrophobic. There are lots of
Mm-hmm.
dogs, a lot of people who don't have the time to give the dog a bath. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
human dry shampoo that you use. You have a lot of dry shampoos. Let me tell
Okay.
you, a lot of big Indian cosmetic companies, beauty care companies have tried to launch dry shampoos themselves. So the big names, the L'Oreal and the P&Gs and the Lever
Right.
companies, right? They all have a dry shampoo range, but the shampoos that you rinse off, I mean, those are the 90% of the sale comes from there, 95%. So it's
Okay.
the same formula here. The reason
Mm-hmm.
is it's a quick fix.
Okay.
So it does the job of by the way, when you actually use it,
Mm-hmm.
you can get some foam. You
Mm-hmm.
see foam, you see cleaning. You
Okay.
just take a towel or a tissue or a cloth and wipe off and that can be wiped off. That doesn't be washed off.
Okay.
That's
So
the
if
reason
we
it's
were to, I mean, like I said, I have not used one of these waterless shampoos very successfully. I think the one that I got, I didn't like the hand feel on it, and I just didn't see the need to why I should replace a regular shampoo with a waterless shampoo. Maybe I didn't come upon a need to really do that. But would you say the way to use that would be to, lather the shampoo onto the coat or put it right through the skin and then scrub it off with cloth or tissue or something?
yeah. So
Is
you don't have to.
that
You're not
needs to
going
be
to.
removed, or can it be left?
It needs to be removed.
Okay.
It has to be removed. So the
Okay.
moment you spray, so the leave-in conditioner, that does not have to be removed. The
Right.
leave-in conditioner as a process that remains on the skin.
Uh-huh.
The waterless shampoo has to be removed, but not with water, with a dry
Okay.
cloth or a towel or a tissue.
Okay.
And you
All
have
right.
to get into it. And it depends how dirty your dog is, how grimy your pet is.
Okay.
You've got to lather it in.
Okay.
But you don't get too much of lather.
Okay. We have a question from another one of our viewers. How would you say Captain Zack is a better shampoo over other options available off the shelf?
How can I say that? I can't say Captain Zack is better than other people, right? I mean,
No, you can.
I agree,
Yeah.
but it's each to their own. For example, I mean, I would.
Why would you pick Captain Zack over any other brand that is available?
Purely on the aspect of trust and safety. And trust and safety. See, why do you go and insure yourself, right? Because you're insuring yourself because you want to make sure that nothing goes wrong with you. You go to the hospital, your bills are paid for. The reason is you also have to insure your pets. Why do you want your pets to fall sick? Why do you want and by the way, you mentioned in the start that a healthy, a well-groomed dog is a healthy dog.
Yeah.
A well-groomed human, you said that, right? So a well-groomed dog is also a healthy dog.
No, I said grooming is healthcare for a dog as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So I'm completely a firm believer of prevention over cure, right?
Okay.
Captain Zack is not a cure company. We cannot cure ticks. We cannot cure itching. We cannot cure. We prevent. So we are very good at that.
Go and delve in deep into ticks and itching in a bit, but we will still look into basic hygiene for now, and then we will go into ticks. Now, in dog shampoos and dog products, is there a difference between over-the-counter products and professional grooming ranges?
I think the professional grooming ranges, the products that you use only for professional grooming, will be more tuned towards.
So when I say professional grooming, what I mean is grooming salons across the country. So would they use different products versus typical pet parents that would they get to buy over the counters, or do they all get the same products?
Not really. They all get the same products. So we have a lot of groomers across India know Captain Zack well. A lot of them buy our products as well. We partner with the groomers. We are partners to groomers, we are partners to the vets, we are partners to the pet stores. So all the stakeholders of the pet industry are equal to Captain Zack in terms of, so if a groomer would use a Captain Zack product, so will a home pet parent.
Okay. So there is no difference between what each of them would get. So
No.
in fact, if the home groomer or the pet parent knows how to really groom the dog, they should both get similar results on the dogs, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's right.
Now, I think one of the largest issues, so we've covered waterless shampoo, we've covered regular shampoos, conditioners, and so on. Now let's come to the more interesting subject, which has been itching on everyone's mind. All the itches and scratches and the ticks and the fleas. So we have a huge issue of that, right? I live in a very open space. We have wild hair running around. They carry ticks. I have ticks coming into my grass because these rabbits are running around, and so on and so forth. And then it gets on the dogs. So, however, I try and control, and I choose to physically remove them when it is necessary. But how do you address the tick and flea problem? And then we will come to itching. I think ticks bring on a set of problems, and itching is one of those byproducts. Yeah.
So ticks is something that is lifelong with the dog.
Okay.
You can't get rid of them. You can have your Bravecto, you can have your spot-ons, and then they'll come back again because they are in the environment, right? So I remember Dr. Ansar Kamran saying this on our Captain Zack show a few days back. That with every one tick on a dog, there are 100 ticks in the house. So you don't know where they are. They're there, you see. So they climb up the wall. They're stuck in the corners. So the thing is, it is a menace. Ticks and fleas. Ticks more in India. The problem is that we don't know the root cause why ticks. And there are different kinds of ticks. So for India, the ticks are different. There are different level of ticks, different parts of the world. But there is obviously cures, but those cures are obviously time-bound cures. 2 months, you use your Bravecto, it goes for 2-3 months. What we believe in Captain Zack is that the more you use, the more your pet is groomed regularly. Which is why, again, I say why I advocate using shampoo giving a dog a bath every week. Is keeping your pet clean. And the moment you keep your pet clean, ticks will die in that, and using the right shampoo. So we've got a vet care range as well. We have a hygiene range and a vet care range. The vet care range is primarily prescribed by the vets, but also sold OTC and also sold online. And it's the same function. So we have a shampoo for hygiene, shampoo for vet care, and so on.
So specifically, if we were to look at all the tick and flea related products that you have, how would you recommend the use of it, and what do you how do we see them working? And is there a product now? I was just thinking aloud what was coming to my mind. Anyway, I don't prefer to brush my dogs dry, which means if I haven't bathed them and if their coat is dry, it leads to a lot of breakages if you comb them out every day. So which is where I use a conditioning spray to mist it on them and then brush them out right. So given that situation, is there any kind of product that you can, which you may already be carrying, which could be a conditioning with, a tick and flea repellent? That could be something really nice that we all could use.
Yeah. So we have a range called the Eradicate, right? And we spell it with an IRR, double R. The IR is capital, and then the next R is small. It's called Eradicate. It's basically there's a product from a company called Merck in Germany. It's called IR3535. This product has been researched by a doctor called Dr. Scott Carroll some years ago in Germany, where they researched that this is basically one of the best insect repellents. It's used in all baby products across the world. It's also good for fleas and ticks. It's been proven. We use it in our formulation, but what we don't want to promise, and what we find is that it does not kill them, but it for certain repels them. They just shed off the body.
So can I ask you if it is safe to, this is just out of my mind right now. I'm just thinking loud, because one of the most used products for me is a conditioning spray. So is it safe, or do you have it in a conditioning spray format?
Yeah. So we've got a shampoo format.
Okay.
We've got a oil spray. We've got a biphasic oil spray as well, which is half water, half oil. And the fourth product, they got a powder as well. So you've got to You can use any of these depending on the regime. Shampoo, obviously, you will use less frequently, once a week. But let me tell you, Zach, just a couple of hours back, we took the Eradicate spray, sprayed it on him. 100 ticks came out, which is common to all dogs. They just fled. We had to catch them around the area of Zach. Right? So that's the best way. You don't have to go and pluck, because the moment you start taking the tick out of the dog, you can you can cause an irritation out there, and then the dog itches. It causes itchiness.
So is it a safe product to use before you take your dogs out for a walk into the parks and gardens and so on and so forth?
Before, after, both.
Before and after. Okay. All right. I think that is one of the very sensitive topics for us, because we really have a big tick and flea issue in this country. So this would be something nice to kind of address that.
And we are right now in the season. May is the season that they
start. Yeah. So we have a question from one of our viewers. Is it safe to spray it every day? Can we use it every day? Especially, see, the thing is, we have a lot of indoor dogs now. So it should be something which is safe for the dog, safe for the humans, safe for the animal, babies. Somebody could have an aquarium there. So even if these spray particles fall into the aquarium, it could possibly kill the fish. So, I'm just taking a holistic view. Is it safe? How safe is it?
It is absolutely safe to use every day. The entire captive range products can be used every day, but you would not use it every day.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. Now, there is also one question. Any of your shampoos, are they all 1:1 concentrate, or are there higher concentrates that you sell, which is to be used, in dilution or in concentrate directly?
So none of our products have to be diluted. It's just as is.
Okay.
There's no 1:1 or 1:1 certain ratio.
So it's all direct use. There is no concentrate being sold by Captain Zach at this time. Okay. And you do sell gallons at the moment, the larger packs for
we do have gallons, yes.
Dogs and groomers and so on and so forth.
We do have gallons, yes.
Okay. Okay, we have another question again on the tick and flea. When they leave the dog, will they be around the house moving around? I think, that is one of the things. This doesn't kill the...
You have to sort of, also treat your house. So what you have to do is take your pet out for about 6 hours, do some sort of pest control. We do that once in 6 months.
Okay. Or you do this in your balcony and make sure you catch everyone that jumps out of the dog.
No, we clean the house.
No, I'm saying, or when you use this product, anyway, take your dog out and use the product.
Yeah.
So you leave them all outside.
Yeah, but you know what? They're on my bed sometimes. So I wake up in the morning with a tick on my leg. So, you can't have it. If you have pets in the house, you're going to expect it. So with one dog, you got another 100 pets. Those are the ticks.
Okay. I'm just trying to look through some of the comments so that I don't miss out anything. Yeah. Now, again, the question is on the stick and flea products generally dry out the coat. Does this have a drying phenomenon to it, or is it safe? And can we mix it with conditioner and use it, or is there see, that would be a really great solution for if I really think about it. I would love to have a conditioning spray with some tick repellent features attached to it.
So the moment you have a product with more water, typically after the use, it does dry out your skin, right? But we've got like a shampoo, for example. After anything that you use with any product which in a formulation which has water in it, it tends to eventually over a period of time dry out your skin. But we've got 100% oil in the Eradicate range. And it will retain the moisture. So it won't dry out.
Okay. Fantastic.
So Eradicate has 100% oil. It's got a product that's got half oil, half water. It's a biphasic. So when you actually hold the product, you can see two layers.
So which means you shake it each time before you start spraying, is it?
You have to shake it to get more, because certain products, certain actives are water soluble. Certain actives are oil soluble.
Okay.
And they don't, and you can't mix them. So the oil phase and water phase both are separate in when the product is in stationary position. The moment you shake it, they get mixed, and then you apply it. And then there's 100% oil also.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, moving on to the question. We forgot the itching story.
Is the light too bright on me right now?
It's okay.
Can I just put the lights on and come back?
Somebody comment on it, please. Yeah, I can see you. Okay.
So it'll take me a second to put the lights on.
Yeah. Please do that. Yeah. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just
Better, I
having a
think.
sip of my green tea, iced
Oh,
tea.
lucky guys.
It's not
Nice.
beer. So
It looks like the. Okay, itching.
all right, yeah, itching. So okay, before we start with itching again, I think majority of the pet owners go to a vet with a skin condition. You know, a lot of skincare or solutions or remedies prescribed to this is some sort of steroidal cream and so on and so forth. And I think the origin of all of this is either a harsh shampoo, lack of proper bath, so lack of hygiene, and the rest of the tick and flea and infestations and so on and so forth. So what part of it will get addressed with your itching anti-itch product and so on and so forth, and then we'll I think
So we have a hygiene range and we have a wet care range. In the wet care range, we have two ranges. One is the eradicate, and I just spoke about that.
right.
The other range is the range that caters to the itching of the dog. It's called TAS
Hmm.
Soothe,
Okay.
TAZ, and Soothe. It's one word.
Mm-hmm.
Why TAS Soothe? Because we've got a product called Tasman pepper. It's
Mm-hmm.
grown out of plants in Tasmania and Australia
Mm-hmm.
from a berry, and these are basically proven to be very soothing and calming on skin for humans and for pets.
Mm-hmm.
So we've used a very high dose of this. It's a natural active. It's
Okay.
completely natural. The active is completely natural. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's in a formulation at the maximum dose that we're allowed to use as per the
Mm-hmm.
the levels recommended by the manufacturer in Australia.
Okay.
And this basically literally calms a dog's skin instantly. So
Okay.
there are four products here. Again, there's a Taz Soothe shampoo.
Okay.
There's a Taz Soothe leave-in conditioner.
Okay.
This leave-in conditioner again you can use on dry hair as well. You don't have to use only
Mhm.
on towel dried hair.
Okay.
So when your dog's itching, you can just apply the leave-in conditioner on the dog. Then
Okay.
the beauty is, I think, from the four products of Eradicate and the four products of Taz Soothe, between all eight, my personal favorite is the Taz Soothe spray, water spray. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is basically the most effective way to test if your dog stops itching.
Okay. So,
It's
having
actually,
said that, just hang on. Yes, we fully recognize that itching is a symptom and not a disease. So, this is just to, I would like to point out that this is only to soothe your dog or, make, pacify him in a certain way for some time till you
yes,
find the reason behind it and treat the cause behind it. A lot of times there could be bacterial infections or fungal infections, or it could be a combination of any of these things. So it is of course very important to make sure that you go to the vet and find the appropriate medication that can be fed to the dog, along with maybe at times it is needed to back it up with some antibiotics too. But this I just wanted to clarify that this is definitely to kind of soothe the itching problem for the dog, and it is not a permanent fix for the real reason behind the itch. This is only to soothe the skin and give it topical care. Correct, you can
yeah,
add on to it more.
yeah. Remember what I said at the start, that we are a prevention, not a cure. So we cannot
Yeah.
cure the itch. There are millions of reasons why a dog has an itch. We know that. We don't know the reasons, but we know that that's the root cause is something else. You would have to go to a vet for itching. You'd have to go to a vet for a bad attack of ticks and fleas. Captain Zack provides comfort. So the Taz Soothe range that we have is
Mm-hmm.
basically comfort. So when I was talking of the water or Taz Soothe water spray,
Mm-hmm.
basically it's, in my view, it's a less than 30 seconds, but I'm saying a 30-second challenge, that when you spray the water spray on the dog that's itching,
Mm-hmm.
he stops itching and it calms him, but it
Okay.
does not cure him. So he will
Mm-hmm.
stop for that moment for some time, and he
Okay.
feels relief. So it's relief, but it's not a cure.
Okay.
So we've got
Okay.
we've got an oil spray, we've got a water spray, we've got a shampoo, and we've got a biphasic spray, which oil water both. Yeah.
Okay.
So what we've done a lot of research into these two areas of problems, and we've got
Uh-huh.
the solution for them. So the problem is tick and itching, and the solution is eradicate and Taz Soothe, but that's a prevention solution, not a cure.
Okay. See, I'm a sucker for these kind of products, okay. I'm super excited to go get my hands on it, but let's just see how they all work. Do we have more questions?
When you do buy it and you start using it, before you use it, you call me up and I'll stay on the phone.
I will call you after using it.
Yeah, after. No. During using, before you use it.
Okay.
And let me know in how many seconds did your dog get relief.
Okay. I have a very relevant question that's come up here. Will using a regular shampoo on a dog with skin condition have a tendency to aggravate the condition?
It will not aggravate the condition, and it all depends on the extent of the condition, right?
Okay. I think I would ask Shweta to kind of write further on that question. What kind of skin condition are we looking at, and is it specific to using a specific dog shampoo, or is it that if with the skin condition use of human shampoos aggravate the condition? So
and how old is the dog?
Yeah. So anyway, while we wait for the follow-up,
also the viewers should know that we have a vet on board, a Captain Zack head vet as well.
Sorry, and, what's that?
We have a head vet with us in Captain Zack. So it's not just research and formula and laboratories and making a product that is safe to use. It's also we have a vet with us full time. And he endorses our products, and also we partner with a lot of vets across the country. Okay. So a lot of products that we've made are basically made with the vet's knowledge, keeping in mind that the dogs, it's safe for the pets.
Okay. Interesting. I'm just still watching for the follow-up on that question, but okay. So let's assume that it's a 2-year-old regular adult dog, and any kind of itchy skin condition. I think you can. There are hundreds of conditions we can go after, but if I could only have, that I don't find it, but nevertheless, so you see these redness on the skin of these dogs. What do you think causes these, and what kind of a shampoo would you recommend?
I don't want to comment on something I don't know, right? But all I can say is that in the interim, that we have a shampoo which is sulfate free, and sulfates typically are the ones that also can cause skin irritation if they have to. By the way, with our products which have got sulfates also, we've used very mild sulfates in that.
Okay.
There are different levels of sulfates as well. So those sulfates don't cause irritation on. So you can actually use even a normal shampoo of Captain Zack and not just sulfate-free shampoo of Captain Zack. But a sulfate-free shampoo is better to use on a dog which has kind of skin condition, fungal infection, young dog. Yeah, that is something that you can't help. You have to go to the vet. But I can tell Shweta to buy the TAS suit.
Okay. No, but again, see, I don't think here we would be looking for a temporary soothing solution. We will have to, I think, kind of get into the bottom of it. So I think, Shweta, in my experience, the solution for this would be to treat the dog for the fungal infection either through tablets meant for that and maybe coupled with an antibiotic with a vet could prescribe. Yeah. I doubt if this shampoo can be a solution for this.
Yeah, but sometimes, fungal infection also come because of, lack of grooming as well, eventually. So what happens is once the dog is cured, then you look at then you come to the prevention. Then your frequency
I think once the vet is able to address this problem, it is okay to follow up with soothing and shampoo and conditioner. But I think till such time that it is not investigated right. And I think, one of the issues that I have is that a lot of people refuse to investigate when it comes to their dogs. When it comes, sorry?
They go to Google.
They go to Google. They don't want to do simple tests. They don't want to do any of that. I don't know how vets are able to operate without being able to investigate, right? If you tie their hands together, I think they will be quite helpless in these kind of situations. And there are simple tests available these days which can, kind of give you a lot. One such thing that I have been doing is I do a sensitivity test on my dogs for antibiotics. So even when you know that, there are 3 antibiotics which are available as an option to treat this dog, you already know what antibiotic is the dog sensitive to or resistant to. So, those kind of simple tests, I think those are things that needs to be taken up. And there is a follow-up on that question. The owner does not know there is an infection and ends up using a regular shampoo. Yeah, that needs to be flagged for sure. And It needs to be caught early on. So I think
Because it's a young
that
dog as
puppy
well.
needs to go to a vet for sure. And it could also be the conditions in which this puppy is kept. And if the puppy is staying on in damp conditions or, prolonged dampness in the skin, and probably it could be on the underside of the skin and, things like that. Um, yeah. So uh, that definitely needs investigation, and probably you can recommend also that the coat is kept dry. I think once I've had this issue a long time ago, and I had Shulba Jindal, she's a vet from Ludhiana. She had recommended me that I simply blow dry the dog every morning and evening. They
Cold blow
play
dry,
out in the dew outside, so just cold air and blow dry the dog and put them in, and then they are fine.
Yeah.
They don't stay on with the dampness the entire night. That kind of addressed that issue. Yeah. So okay, moving on. I was still looking for some questions. uh, So, guys, my background is that I'm actually in the investment banking business, and I do valuations and things like that. So, if it is all right by you guys, I would like to ask a few questions from the business perspective of Captain Zach. I think, Mohit, you've had this experience of human products and running a successful business and making an exit out of it. Now, you are trying to build a brand around. Again, human cosmetics and also pet products, which is both Cocoon and Captain Zach. So I would, for the purpose of this discussion, leave Cocoon on the side. We will discuss further on Captain Zach. And do you have any idea how many pet dogs are in this country?
So there are about yes, there are about more than.
Guys, I think everyone viewing, I think this is a time I would like to hear this, input from all of you guys. Every time we try estimate how many pet dogs could be and should be there in this country.
Someone saying 20 million. Someone saying, I don't know, is that number correct?
I have no idea. I don't have an answer. So I was just asking for your guess
I know that there are 68 kennel clubs in India.
Okay, no, I wouldn't go by.
And they don't even have half that number, but there are a lot more than that.
Yeah. So the thing is, there are a lot of unregistered dogs in this country. So it's not that we can go by kennel club numbers. Although we would at some point in time love to see them all registered with the kennel club, and hence a lot of control and regulations would be better. But I have no idea. Any guesses, guys? Anyone watching? Okay, I don't.
Google's latest number.
Google's, yeah.
It maybe they've got something probably on it. You'll find different contrasting results.
Lots of yeah. No, the number of dogs could be huge.
Yeah, same 20 million. As I said,
20 million.
Yeah, that's why I said 20 million is what is but it's been there the last 1 year. It's not gone.
Okay, we have Anjali Ved commenting for us saying that we don't have 68 kennel clubs in India. I don't know how many kennel clubs we do have, but we don't. I don't think we have. Okay, no. Rana is posting that there are about 4 to 5 million pet dogs.
But Google says different, huh?
Yeah, and there are specific answers coming in for an investment banker and otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to understand
and the market. What does Rana say? How many kennel clubs are there in India?
I don't know how many kennel clubs are there. How many kennel clubs are there, guys?
I think 68.
Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's move on. So I
know of one kennel club in Vijayawada also, for that matter.
No. Kennel clubs are all over, but maybe we can look at the official numbers on the kennel club much easier than finding number of dogs around in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are you available now? Are you available all across India now?
Yeah. So we are available all across India. Obviously, it's easier to find us in offline stores in like say the metros and the tier 1 cities. It's easier to find us there. But we are available like literally down south to down up north. We are available in more than 200-300 cities, obviously through distribution channels, and a lot of good stores also keep us. A lot of pet chains keep us.
And what about tier 2, tier 3 cities? There are pet owners who are. they look for lovely products, and they want products, and I don't know, for some reason these products, a lot of products take a long time to get to tier 2, tier 3 cities. What do
No,
you
so we
have?
have.
I mean, there are a lot of imported products. You are a bred in India product, right? In terms of the doggy people, you're bred in India. Now,
Yes.
being bred in India, how soon would you get yourself available in all across tier 2, tier 3, and everywhere else?
If I have to attempt covering most of India, it shouldn't take me longer than 5 to 6 months.
Sorry, it shouldn't.
Take me longer than 4 to 6 months.
Okay, all right. And
But
do
it's,
you
it's,
have
it's
a?
just the choice. You can't do it because it's very difficult to manage. We are still a
Yeah,
startup
I
at
get
the end
it.
of the day.
Yeah. Okay.
But we have our online captainzac.in. We are available on Amazon as well. And
Mm-hmm.
we are available on a lot of other platforms like Petsy, for example, and many other places.
Okay. Okay. What are the other products that you have in mind right now in terms of what is under development? What can we really expect out of it?
Two products. One is a
Okay.
snout butter. Snout butter. Actually, three products.
Okay.
One is a snout butter.
Okay.
One is a product that's been in the making since the last now more than 12 months, and another 6 months more. So 18 months is my turnaround for this product, and that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be hopefully one of my superstar products, which is going to be a product for anti-hair fall.
Anti-hair fall.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
So
going to
it's
be
not.
interesting.
Yeah. So when your the hair fall of the dog, it prevents your product prevents hair fall. It's a shampoo.
Okay.
And it's made by a very well-known scientist who makes products for the pet industry in UK,
Mm-hmm. So
and we've
let me ask
undertaken
you
this.
another question. When it comes to every other industry, whether it is IT, whether it is pharmacy, for example, we are like really up there for everything, whether it is innovation or products and so on and so forth, manufacturing. Why is it that when it comes to pet products, we somehow miss seeing that innovation and the leadership that we show in other industries?
No, you'd be surprised. I think the influx of new pet products right now in the last 2.5 years for our grooming industry is very
Mm-hmm.
good. There are about 6 or 8 or 7 or maybe up to 10 very good brands.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all starter driven brands, all startups, founder driven brands
Okay.
that started like from a pet parent to the other pets, other pet parents like mine, for example, is
Mm-hmm.
Captain Zach. Just like us,
Okay.
there are 7, 8 more other peers who are doing very well, just like us. And I think we have
Okay.
to come together as one force together, and show India that we are as good as, or we are probably better than imported product as well.
Because
Because there's no point.
one of the
Sorry.
challenges that I see is the premium shampoo for a gallon, for example, is available at if I were to buy it in the US, it's available at around 2.5 to 3,000 bucks. The same product, by the time it gets to India, it is priced at anywhere between 5,000 to 8,500 bucks. So, in fact, I was having this conversation with someone, a manufacturer from the US, saying, "Why don't you set up manufacturing base in India so that you can service Asian markets and Indian markets?" And India is a large market, and everybody talks about the 1.3 billion population that we have, but if we don't price things right, we are never looking at this 1.3 billion of population. And let's say when it comes to dogs, it's a 20 million dogs, right? So how large do you see this pet shampoo industry, shampoo market in India to be? What could be the aggregate total sales of shampoo per annum in India?
Very hard to peg a number to it, but
Okay.
what I wanted to say about in the just to go back to one question on why it's important to make in India, and why can't we produce good products in India. So like I
Uh-huh.
mentioned to you, I have about 7, 8 people who are my competitors of
Okay.
Captain Zach, but I'm very
Okay.
friendly with them, and we sort of meet in the same common forums, and I would advocate their brand equally as Captain Zach. So there's no difference in that.
What is
The
that brand
problem
you
is
said? They're into what product?
grooming.
Okay.
So my grooming competitors, I would advocate people to use their products. They're as good as mine, right?
Okay.
But what happens is, over a period of time, so we're just 2, 3 years old as a small bunch of people running a common race. Now what
Okay.
happens is, over a period of time, you have to absolutely be you have to be very, very clear that you don't
Mhm.
compromise on quality. When your brand, and this is typical of Indian companies, and I'm going to generalize it and say I've seen this happening in my cosmetic side, beauty care, personal care side.
Yeah.
Every company that we and I'm not going to name those now, but the moment you launch a brand, the founder of the brand launches the product with, everything, all the ingredients used safe to the highest, the actives are used at high dose. The moment he starts seeing sales go up, he starts engineering the formulation. And that's when you start re-engineering formulation. You under-engineer it. You make it because you want to cut costs on the formulation. And then
So
you don't
the
realize your
efficacy
users
or
drop
the
off.
concentration is much lower. Oh, yes. I have personally experienced that. So, okay.
Typical
Now,
in India.
okay. Now, how different is, we have a question here. Just one second. Could you speak a little bit about the hair fall problems a little bit more? And before that, never heard of this product in Ludhiana. Are you not available in Ludhiana?
Oh, that's a good lead for me. If I'm not available, we are. I think we are. I'll make a note
Okay.
of that.
If you're not there, I think that's the time you should go and check out Ludhiana.
I will do that.
Okay, now shall we? Do you want to? Are you comfortable talking about hair fall problems?
I don't know the problems. Again, we don't have the research ourselves internally, barring the vet that I work with, who's Captain Zach vet, as to what are the causes for hair fall.
Okay.
But I can tell you, one of the causes for hair fall also is not well groomed dog.
Okay.
So it's common to all of us, right? I mean hair fall is not only 90% of the problems are internal, but
Okay.
I would believe that hair fall sometimes also comes with brushing and combing. So if your coat is not well groomed and your coat is not soft, the moment you run your brush into it, you're irritating the dog's skin. You're pulling out hair because it's knotted.
Which is why I kept telling you about the leave-in conditioner spray every time. Don't. Okay, for all you guys there who are looking at wanting really good-looking dogs with nice shiny hair, please don't brush your dogs dry. Try and find a leave-in conditioner somewhere, and then use that always. Condition your dog's hair before you go. I think we've got Mohit frozen on this. But while we wait for Mohit to come back, I would like to add on that the foundation of raising your dog really well is excellent quality food. So please feed your dogs appropriate food, good quality food, and good quantity of food. In India, a lot of people say that raise your puppies really lean. Please don't do that. Raise them nice and healthy. Let them develop their bones and the coat and everything, and please find breed appropriate grooming techniques. So there could be some dogs which shouldn't be clipped. There should be some dogs which should be stripped. If you clip a dog which needs to be stripped, it can take you well over a year and a half to get a good quality coat back. And a lot of people clip their dogs, and that is a very temporary short-term solution sort of a thing. But if you do it right.
Yeah.
Okay, you are sitting ulta now. Why are you ulta?
No, but that's happened on its own. That's weird.
Okay, while Mohit... yes, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, Mohit, I was just telling them about a little bit about hair care and coat management. So, guys, learn breed-specific grooming techniques and then follow it. It really goes...
I got
I
lost.
struggled for a long time. You're frozen again. Yeah, you're fine. So I struggled for a long time to have a reasonably good coat on my Cocker Spaniels, and I have got it, and I tell you, it is not rocket science. So good food, good hygiene, and use reasonably good products, and it can go a long way for you. Okay, now Mohit
food and hygiene is important.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Now somebody is asking... And please, I have to tell you this before I forget. Shaving your dog is absolutely not a solution to deal with summer.
No.
It in fact damages their skin further. Please don't do that. The longer their hair, the better. They don't sweat like us, so they're not going to feel better if you trim the hair short. In fact, that is their protective layer. So, condition your dog better, keep the coat well, remove the undercoat. I think one of the most underrated tools that you can find is an undercoat removing deshedding tool. In fact, I'm writing every day some story. In fact, I think today I haven't posted. I'll post it sometime today on my Instagram account. I said everything that I have learned and every product that I have in my tool bag, I'm going to post one every day. So deshedding tool I should be covering shortly, but just deshed your dogs and you can really find a lot of improvement to the condition of the coat of your dog. So back to the question. Okay, Rana was asking you, Mohit, how different is pet market from human market?
Actually,
Cosmetics.
the pet market in terms of what the needs for the pet today
Mm-hmm.
are catching up with the need for the human. So you've got a shampoo, you've got conditioner, you've got leave-in conditioner, you've got paw butter, you've got moisturizers, you've got nose. So it is catching up in terms of the trends,
Mm-hmm.
but of course it's different, completely different in terms of.
Okay.
So the biggest difference between the pet market and the human market, of course, like I said, is when you have a product, it has to treat sensitive skin.
Okay. Okay. Is there a specific shampoo for Labrador Retriever? Somebody is asking.
Yeah, we've got. So what we believe in that certain products that we have in our range cater to certain breeds. So we've got a breed box, and we believe that So Zach is a lab also.
Okay. Hey,
So
and
you can use what Zach
for all the
uses.
viewers, I have another very important message that I have to give you. I have a lot of groomer friends, and they really struggle when you get your dogs to them to groom. It's important that you groom them on a regular basis at home. So you ask them for the right products for yourself to use when you're not grooming with them on a weekly basis. So you may be going to them once a month, or once in 6 weeks, or once in 2 months maybe. But make sure you groom your dog regularly at home, and that doesn't mean that excessive brushing every day, which will result in breakages, but
Correct.
keeping them clean and keeping them well. And this deshedding tool is something you guys can look up soon. I use one from Andis, so that really goes a long way in keeping my cockers in this condition. But please ask them and groom your dogs and keep them clean when you're home, and brush them every few days. And trust me, for you might see some of the cockers on my page with a lot of hair. All I need is 5 minutes with them on a daily basis when I do it to keep them clean. So it's not rocket science at all, and it would really go a long way. And see, if you don't take your dog in good condition to your groomer, whatever they do in that 2 hours that they have the dog with them, it is just not possible for them to turn around and give you the dog back with a shiny coat. And then you would say that, oh, my dog is not smelling so good, so then they have to use colognes and so on and so forth. Refrain from that. You can avoid the whole doggy smell if you groom them regularly, deshed them, and keep them dry. And that's more or less it. And I'm sure all the groomers would thank me for saying this, but please do groom your dogs at home and take them to your groomer, so that it's easier for them and a lot more comfortable for your dog, because opening mats is not easy on the dog. I mean, I'm not even getting into how tough it is on the groomer, but definitely not for the dog. So you might take a dog and say that, hey, no, I don't want him clipped, but if you take the dog with all the mats, especially under the body, don't do it. That's also where it is important to use a conditioner spray or an oil-based spray, one of the things that he has. And I think if that, I would really like to try out that water and oil spray that you were mentioning about,
Yes.
if it can kind of help in some sort of detangling. And also, so I'm looking for a combined function product. So
Cherry, we didn't cover one important product in the range, which is called, it's a paw butter. It's called Positively Smooth. It's our paw butter.
Okay.
It's in fact my highest selling product, and I'm not here to sell
Right.
to the audience. I just want to educate them that
Mm-hmm.
very few brands have a paw butter. Now the
Mm-hmm.
objective of using a paw butter is it sort of heals cracked skin. So your
Mm-hmm.
cracked not skin, your cracked paws as such, and your elbows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fantastic for the humans as well.
Yeah, in
Within
fact,
1 week
this
of
is a
usage.
point that I missed last time when we had the offline conversation, when you spoke about the elbows. Paw butter by definition, everybody says that it is just the paw. It never occurred to me that you could put it on the elbows.
Elbow.
So
very, very useful. Because the dog's sitting on, getting up using the elbow all the time, right?
yes, guys, especially large breed dogs, who some of the dogs refuse to sit on any kind of bedding. They like those cold floors, and then that can lead to this. So I'm sure this is a product that you can try
And it's
out.
a good product to buy in this season because it's got lemongrass,
Okay.
which repels ticks and fleas. So when
Okay.
you take your dog down for a walk, if you
Okay.
apply a whole bunch of, a lot of you completely cover the paw with the paw butter and take the dog down, it will repel ticks and fleas for sure.
Okay, Mohit, I wanted to ask you: is it lick safe, this paw butter?
Absolutely lick safe.
Can I lick it?
I've eaten it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So super. How different is the paw butter from the nose butter that you're planning?
So the snout butter is going to be more. It's going to be much more viscous, more thicker.
Okay.
It's going to be The paw butter is more in a form of a thick cream.
Okay.
And you can be applied more liberally.
Okay.
The nose, and again, the lemongrass will not be in the nose. Will not be for the nose.
Okay.
Because lemongrass is not. A lot of dogs have complained that the smell of lemongrass, they run away. A lot of dogs like lemongrass smell as well. The ticks definitely don't. The ticks don't like lemongrass at all. So that's good for that. But the snout butter is going to be more like a chocolatey kind of flavor, but not chocolate. Something more natural. So it'll be more wax.
Okay.
To make sure. And snout, and it'll also kind of help the tear stains of a dog.
Okay.
So we've got tear stain, we've got
okay. So
hair fall control coming up, shampoo, and we've also got a
sorry, tear stain. You said? Did you say tear stain?
Yes.
A different product which helps remove tear stains.
Also.
Yeah. Okay.
So the snout butter can also remove tear stains because it's used here.
Okay.
But we are also creating a product. We're also creating a tear stain remover. Separately.
So may I ask you a very practical question? Now, when I apply the snout butter, it is also going to wet that area where the tear stain is already there. So how do you recommend the application? I mean, I'm looking for a manual here. Product manual. How do I use it?
Basically, you just got to apply it under your eye.
Okay.
And wipe off the tear stain.
Okay. Is there any powdering required to follow up with that? Because there is. Okay. Because there is a product which is, I think, sold by Showtech. It is available abroad, which is eye cleaning water. You use that water, and then this is something that somebody recommended to me recently, and then you apply powder on it, which could be even baby powder.
Yeah.
So hence I was asking.
This is going to be with a lot of water in it as well for the tear stain, so much milder. But we are trying to combine right now, before we launch the tear stain, we're trying to combine a snout butter, which can be used also for tear stain.
Okay.
I mean, to sort of clean the nose and the thing. Also, it can also clean the mouth. But right now, I don't want to get into that. So all our products are lick proof. You can lick it, eat it, nothing happens.
All right. There is a question on does switching between products. Just let me get to that question. Yeah, is switching between two products affect the pet's skin? I don't think it is much of an issue if both the products that you're switching between are mild. Always remember, the skin of your dog is very sensitive, so please try out a product a little bit and then move on to using it extensively. So I don't really.
So does the question mean switching from one brand of shampoo to another brand of shampoo?
I would think so. I would think so. So I mix between one shampoo from one brand to another shampoo in another brand. I sometimes mix these shampoos and use it.
But that is as in mixing them.
No. I think her question is switching between two brands. I'm saying I go to the extent of mixing shampoos just to get. There's no harm in that, really. Just make sure that all the products that you mix and switch are good products.
Right.
So, yeah. And somebody is asking me about a daily grooming routine of mine. I think I would love to show you my daily grooming routine that I follow on my dogs. I've just started writing about the tools that I use on my page on Instagram and on Facebook on Casa Gold. So I think after we go through all the products, and then I would love for you guys to tell me what products that you have so that I get a good understanding of what you're using. And then we can definitely plan a grooming session at some point in time. I'll be more than happy to do it. Yes, let me see if there are more questions.
I've got 7 cats in the house as well.
Okay, I as of
And
now
one
I
of them
don't
is
do
hanging around
cats. I have
somewhere here.
one
Wants to get
cat.
out of the house.
Yeah, I have one cat, and I think he bathes once in a few months, maybe. He is
Yeah,
absolutely
so
clean.
we also have a cat shampoo called Shiny and Mew.
Okay,
Captain Zach Shiny and Mew. And
okay,
it's again, it's called Zoe. So
okay,
the Zoe is my cat, my first cat.
okay.
And Zach was my, not my first dog, but my 4th or 5th dog.
All right. Guys, it'll be really great if you guys can comment for me what products that you use, what brushes that you use. I'm really wanting to hear more about what everyone uses, and how you found each of these products. That would help me kind of probably eventually do some better reviews on every product and give you my views on experiences on using different products and shampoos. Yeah. So tools are one side which I would love to cover, which I have just started doing, and then products we shall do soon. So I guess we have taken up quite a bit of our time. Um, Let me see if I have some questions written down which I haven't covered. Okay, we have covered pretty much everything. Okay, do you see Captain Zach getting into the medical drug segment anytime soon, or any nutraceutical segment? Any
No.
nutraceuticals? So you would.
I always look at things with a 10-year horizon and not for the
Okay.
next, not for this 10-year horizon.
Okay. So you keep to your expertise of topical applications and cosmetic products. Okay,
Completely.
so
Everything topical. Only hair and skin.
Mohit's here to make all our dogs look good. So
Yeah.
you know. So I was trying to speak to people who's used Captain Zach because I unfortunately hadn't had a chance to use it. So I was trying to understand what is a hand feel of the shampoo and so on and so forth.
Right.
So guys, please use it and let me know how you feel about it.
I just want to
And
give the viewers a one little bit for those who didn't join, who came in late, or for those
Mhm.
who don't know. But we
Okay,
also have a foundation called the We Love Animals Foundation,
okay,
in which we do a lot of work for animals. So I've rescued over 200 dogs. We feed 1,000 dogs every day, even now, all over India. We work
okay,
with various NGOs. We give tax-free ATG certificates of our own. We get rounds of funding from Keto. We do our own crowdfunded. So I'm able to feed and cater to a lot of rescue feedings, this feed the strays, and medicine and adoptions. And currently, I
okay.
have a cat in my house that we picked up during COVID time 2 weeks ago. Pregnant cat, she gave birth to 3 kittens. They are in the house. My own cats, I've got rescue cats,
Mohit, they want to see
and
Zach.
he's down. In
Okay,
a sense,
guys. Interesting fact: Mohit has a 11-year-old Zach, who's his black lab, and my son, 11-year-old, is also Zach.
yes, yeah. I know that. Yeah. And all those Captain Zach, a lot of whatever I make in Captain Zach goes to the foundation, because
Okay,
I really feel it's important to give back to the dogs and the animals, not dogs.
interesting. So, guys, everybody who
So
joined us, thank you very much for
when is
coming.
Zach's birthday?
Zach is
Your
December
son Zach.
6th. My son Zach
Oh,
is December 6th.
and Zach is Jan 5th,
Oh, okay, just exact a month aside.
a
Yeah.
month apart. Yeah.
A month apart, yeah. Guys, so thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed the session. By the way, Mohit is for the first time in his life coming live on something, but he is a very popular DJ too. On the side information. So I don't think he's really new to crowd and stuff like that. Only just this new format of interacting with
Yeah.
people. Um
The
so
fear of tech, letting me down.
fear of tech, right? So next time,
The fear of tech
maybe,
letting me down.
yeah, maybe we will have DJ Mohit. No, what's your name, Mohit, as a DJ?
Moko.
Moko.
Yeah, MOKO.
Oh, Moko throwing out his music with me grooming some dogs. So we're gonna have some fun soon.
That's
Sometime.
a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I can always groove to some music when I'm grooming. So
Yeah.
so we shall have some fun.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. And hey, guys, check out my page just so that you can. I would be writing about each of these tools and products that I get to try out. So it would be really nice for me to have you guys there and have an interactive session there. Please write to me, comment to me about products that you've tried, product that you've seen, That's the only way I get to see new products and to try out new products. So that'll be awesome. And always, I mean, it'll be great to let even Mohit know what you think about his shampoos. So
Correct.
thank you, guys. So shall we
Thank you,
say
guys.
goodbye and good night?
Yes. Thank you. Namaste.
Okay, bye, bye, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Stay
Bye.
safe, guys. Yeah.